Right, good morning. That was good. That was really good. You guys know I do a lot of training pretty early in the morning, hence my lovely morning voice. You can probably hear the early morning birds outside, don't know. Oh no, maybe not. That's right, they were just hooting away. Right, so this morning the theme was pauses. I wanted to pause with something heavy. So you guys know I have my heavy session, my bodybuilding session, my support session. This was a heavy session, but I just wanted to work up to a heavy paused single today. So it's just getting variables on the same exercise. So there are many ways to skin a cat, as they say. Kind of gross when you actually think about it, but we understand the principle. We can bench press, we can do the same exercise, but you can do it in just so many different ways. So the theme today was to pause whilst I'm pressing and just simply work up to something heavy. And I managed to get up to 6 plates, which I was really, really pleased with. In my head, I thought 240, but when I got to the 220 felt really good. And I locked it out so hard, I actually went up over the J-hook stoppers and it got caught just above the J-hook stopper. So I surprised myself. So as I did that, it just gave me confidence, because initially I was going to do 240. In my head, I had 240. The warm-ups went well, considering it's pretty early in the morning. I've said to you guys before, I do like early morning training, and I'm just busy. I have a lot on. I have a number of clients. I'm a teacher. I'm a dad. I have other commitments. So if you want to train, you'll train. You just get your session in no matter what. But equally, sometimes training this early in the morning, I kind of listen to my body. If my body's feeling strong, if it's waking up, cool, I'll move some weight. If it needs a bit more time or it's feeling a bit tired, then I back off the weight. So I was a little unsure, but as I was going into it, the warm-ups went really well. I felt very explosive. Couldn't honestly tell you why. I just felt good. Felt really good. Felt very, very strong. So yeah, did the plates. 2 plates, 3 plates, absolutely fine. 4 plates flew up. Yeah, and to start with, I was doing little pauses, working up in sets of 5. I can't remember how long I was pausing, but for my top sets, for my 5 plates and for my 6 plates, my idea that I got in my head was I wanted at least a 3-second pause. Those of you who've done pause reps before, you can feel the strength and you can feel your strength dwindling. It's like almost having an energy bar. You know, like in a computer game, we have an energy bar and you can feel it going down. You pause, okay, and then the energy bar's up here and then you just gradually feel it. So I wanted to hold it for around 3 seconds, which I think I got. Might have even been a little more than 3 seconds, to be honest with you. I took a long 3 count. In my head anyway, I took a long 3 count. I haven't actually watched the video yet. But yeah, felt really good. Felt very explosive. My goal, because I'm on holiday pretty soon, I've got the 6 weeks holidays, because you guys know I'm a teacher. So we break up for summer. And I've got a number of goals. Over summer, I'm going to be doing even more conditioning work, which will be fun. But because I have more time and I'm able to split myself, my goal by the end of summer is to hit 300 kilos back again. Now, I'm not saying that's set in stone. We have to listen to our bodies. I'm an old man. But I do want to try my best to get to 300 kilos. So this is one of my steps towards 300 kilos. I find pausing, just for me, builds confidence as much as anything, because when you're moving those like top end weights, like very, very, very heavy weights, and remember, it's relative. I'm not a bad bench presser, and I've been doing this quite a long time. But when you are working towards a max that you haven't done for a long time, it just takes a bit of confidence, and you have to rebuild your confidence. So I find pause pressing really does help build the confidence. It makes me feel like, you know what, I own that weight. That's my weight. I own it, and I can throw that around at will. So with that pause, I would have said, if I was to go and try 260 flat out at a normal kind of tempo, I would imagine I'd be good for 3-4, maybe more reps, 3-4, possibly 5 reps. Hard to say exactly, but I think I'd be good for at least a good quality triple, with a little bit room left in the tank, judging by the way that felt. Yeah, so I am hoping over the next 6 weeks, I break up this week, I break up on Friday. I go away with my wife and kids on a holiday for a few days. We go away, well, almost a week. But those are kind of summer goals. I'm hoping by the end of August, I'm going to be back up towards a 300 kilo bench. And as I said, it's just that kind of psychological barrier. Those of you who've been with me on this channel for a while, my goal at the beginning of the year was a 302 kilogram bench, and I was on track for it. I hit 290 a little after Christmas. Sometime in January I hit 290, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. And then following that, within a couple of weeks after that, I was benching 120 kilos, 120 kilos, and I suffered a pec injury. Again, if you've watched my video talking about my injuries and how I get over them, many years ago, I tore a pec. I'm just saying this because I know there's quite a few new subscribers to this channel. But quite a few years ago, I tore my pec. I had quite an unpleasant tear, and it took me a long time to get over. And those of you who have maybe torn a muscle before, you always know there's like scar tissue within the muscle. There's always like a ball of scar tissue. And I managed to re-tear some of that scar tissue. So I had a bit of bruising in my chest. But it knocked me back for a couple of months, probably about 2-3 months. It knocked me back before I started moving half decent weight again. That kind of 200 kilos or more again. I've hit 280. I can't remember how long ago that was. Maybe 6 weeks ago, something like that. But 280 is the most I've moved recently. But as I said, the strength may well be there. It's difficult to say. It's just rebuilding the confidence, because it's scary. I'll just say it out. I'll say it flat out. It's scary. When I'm at home, I tend to predominantly train by myself, just because that's the hours I have to keep. At the weekend, I train with my cousins, but I don't lift heavy stuff in my local commercial gym. The machines are great. The benches aren't very wide. I've got a wide back bench. The bars have got a lot of whip to them. And, you know, it doesn't feel great. I'll do a heavy Smith machine bench, because the Smith machine down there is really good. But the free weight benches aren't necessarily, they're built for more, what you say, commercial use. You know, like 140, 180 kind of benches. They're not necessarily built for bigger benches. So I tend to do my stuff on more heavy duty equipment that I've got at home. So, yeah, I train by myself at home. I've got my spotter arms, which I can attach, and I've got a jammer arms as well, which I use as a kind of makeshift handout. So actually it's really good. It's almost like having a training partner. So it is really good, my little setup. But even so, to unrack like 200, the high 200s, 260, 280, 300 kilos. It takes a lot of guts. It does take a lot of guts. You know, you have to kind of dig pretty deep sometimes to do those kind of things. Yeah, so after that, I went on and did a Widowmaker set. Now, the concept of the Widowmaker set, you guys have seen me do them before on most body parts. When I'm doing my heavy day, I do a back-off set for as many reps as possible, with the goal ultimately of getting something for towards 20 reps. Now, I did a standing shoulder press last week where I worked up to 180 single, and then I hit 140 for 12, I think it was. This week, for my heavy press, my bench, obviously gone up to the 260, and then I backed off to 180, and I got 20, which was really good. And the idea behind the Widowmaker set is your nervous system is basically primed and charged and ready to go. It's 4 plates, although 4 plates is obviously a significant weight, it feels so much lighter than 260. That's probably because it is so much lighter than 260, but knocking off 80 kilos from it, the first few reps, I barely felt it up until about 10 reps, honestly. It felt so light, it just flew. And then all of a sudden you kind of get past 10 and your body realizes, oh, hold on a second, we don't need to be quite as primed as we were. And then that's when you can just take over and grind through. But I got up into the higher teens without maximal effort. I mean, I think I got towards 15-ish reps without really having to dig in. And then normally, once you get to that, you kind of have to grind. I can't remember, I locked out at some point and took a couple of breaths, got another one, had to use a bit more leg drive and a bit more hump. I'm sure the last couple of reps were probably ugly. Again, I haven't watched the video yet. But still. Just want to say a big shout out as well to my boy Jayan from Gym Psycho. You probably saw a pretty cool t-shirt that I was wearing. So yeah, really appreciate it. Really nice fit. So I'll link all his details. So if you guys are interested in his cool gym attire, get yourself over there and tell him your boy Red Hulk sent you. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave it there. So as always, thank you very much for the love and support. If you are new to this channel, thank you very much for taking the time to tune in. And if you like watching a big lump hit some pretty big weights and then talking far too much afterwards, this might be your new favorite channel. Keep it positive, keep it blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notifications, and all that good stuff. You guys take care, and I will speak to you soon.